Good morning. It's another beautiful day here on the Granite Belt. I'm in Yotopian National Park, finally out for another hike. It's the end of May, so we're pretty much on the cusp of winter, and it's a nice cool day today. Here it got down to 1 degree in the morning, only meant to be a max of 13. So yes, we're in for nice cool weather hiking. I've been to Yotopian once before. I did the pyramid climb about a year ago, although that was back in summer I think. And yeah, there's quite a few other hikes around here. Today we're aiming to check out two landmarks, Castle Rock and Mount Norman. There would be others along the way, like the Sphinx and Turtle Rock, but I don't think I'm going to have time to do those. At least we'll do Castle Rock and then Mount Norman, which is the furthest away. I'm parked at the Bald Creek Day area, which is further away from Mount Norman. You can start closer at the Mount Norman day use area, but that requires a proper high clearance 4-wheel drive off-roading, and we have had some significant rain over the last week, so I'm not risking that in my car. So we walk the extra kilometers to get there. It's going to be a bit of climbing today. Nice way to warm up. We're still in Queensland, practically right on the New South Wales border. I've done hikes over at Bald Rock National Park, which is in New South Wales, but it's the exact same area, similar to this, part of the Granite Belt. A lot of monoliths, outcrops, similar to this, boulders everywhere. So yeah, the New South Wales side is Bald Rock, while the Queensland side is Yotopian. And yeah, I've explored Bald Rock quite a bit more because it's a bit closer, easier to access from where I live. This is about an hour away from where I live. Some windy roads, but yeah, we're here. Finally doing some more hikes. It's been a good while since I've been on a proper hike. My last video, which I'll just have posted by the time I edit this, was 2 months ago, early April. Now we're at the end of May, heading into winter. Very unique for Queensland. The Granite Belt region, which straddles the Queensland New South Wales border. It's the coldest part of Queensland, in and around the town of Stanthorpe, which I don't live that far away from. And yeah, even summertime here, it's nowhere near as hot and humid as other parts of Queensland. Distinctly cooler climate, subtropical highland climate. And yeah, believe it or not, we're in Queensland, but Yotopian and surrounding regions sometimes experience snowfall in winter. Had some light flurries last year, I believe, and every few years they'll have a more significant settled snow event, which is very cool to see in Queensland especially. But yeah, by far the coldest part of the state. It's about 10 AM now, and still nice and cool. I've still got my hoodie on, and I'll probably keep it on for most of the hike. There's a bit of an icy wind, definitely starting to feel more and more winter-like. In terms of the vegetation, it's mostly open forest and heathland. Just a very unique mix of characteristics. Of course, all the granite boulders and monoliths that are everywhere. But yeah, man, I have missed hiking. It's been a while. Yeah, I've been doing more just regular travel vlogs rather than dedicated hiking content, which I used to do a lot more of. But now I finally have a lot more time because I have officially finished uni. That's right, no more study for me. I am waiting for a few final results still, and yeah, then just the invitation to attend graduation. So officially done. I studied environmental science at the University of Southern Queensland, for those of you who don't know. So yeah, that's done now. So I've got a bunch of free time again, so that means we'll be doing a lot more hikes. For the time being, I'm still working at my old job, and yeah, once I get my final results, once I graduate, we'll see where we go from there. Long term, I'm hoping to get into some full-time work as a ranger or similar role. I've always loved hiking, being out in nature, so yeah, yeah, things are looking up. As I mentioned in the last video, I've had a long break from vlogging since returning home from Sri Lanka. Really, I think I just got a bit burnt out from all the filming I did on that trip, and of course I was then busy final trimester of study, settling back into the routine. But yeah, it's already been half a year since I came home from Sri Lanka, and yeah, in 2 weeks I am heading overseas again for another trip, a bit shorter this time, just 2 weeks. I'm not going to spoil it yet. There'll be another trip coming up, so for those of you who have been following me as I post videos on this channel, it might seem like I'm just ending one trip and going on another, but believe me, no, it's been half a year. So yeah, that's up and coming. But apart from that, I'm just going to do some day trips here and there around the local area, do some hikes I've always wanted to do, and yeah, later on in the year, do some road trips as well, some shorter and maybe a few longer ones as well. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, the style of videos is definitely going to change. Like, I've decided whenever I travel and do whatever, I'm still going to film, still going to vlog, but I'm not going to film as much as I have. And I'm actually going to just step back a bit and actually take it all in, enjoy it more for myself. I'm not going to try so hard at this content creation thing anymore, because I definitely got burned out from the Sri Lanka trip, and I don't regret anything. Try not to regret anything. I thoroughly enjoyed that trip. But one thing I would do differently if I were to go on another trip like that is I wouldn't film so much, because I've realized I like vlogging. I like to document what I'm doing. I really do enjoy making these videos. However, what I've realized is I don't just want to be another travel vlogger. I certainly don't want to be an influencer. I have disdain for that typical influencer type of person. I don't want to be that. I really don't. Like, I watch all my own videos before I post them, and yeah, I have made some good videos over in Sri Lanka, some really good ones that I thoroughly enjoyed putting together. But there's also some videos where I was just not so happy with, where I sort of felt I was like trying too hard to be an influencer, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's definitely going to change. I really enjoy doing something like this because this gets me back to really where I started. Because when I was first started vlogging, I was doing hikes, and this is just getting me back to where I started, why I started, and yeah, hiking, being out in nature, it's just something that I've always enjoyed doing. Like, I like traveling, I like seeing different places, of course. I'm even into exploring cities, like Singapore, for instance, on the way back. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I like exploring cities, seeing all the different sides to it. The culture, food, yeah, infrastructure, just different aspects of cities and urban life, of course, cultural scene, all that. But nothing really beats being out in nature. That is something that I will always seek, no matter where I'm at. Wherever I'm traveling, I always want to take in the nature. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to put this camera down and we'll just take in the scenes. I'll bring you back if we see anything interesting, of course, when we get to the landmarks. But yeah, onwards and upwards. I believe this in front of us is Castle Rock. It's meant to have really good 360-degree views over the entire area, rising above this woodland. Similar height to the pyramid, which I did a while back. Although it doesn't look to be as steep or extreme in terms of climbing up. A bit more gradual, so it should be a bit of an easier climb. Mount Norman is a very difficult climb, and the last bit you apparently do need rock climbing equipment, so the actual track doesn't even climb all the way up. So we'll get there and we'll see where we go. I'm on my own and we don't have any phone service, so I'm not going to take any unnecessary risks. But yeah, those are the two items on my list today. We'll climb up Castle Rock. Picked Gary where we started is already at 900 meters elevation, so it's not too much of a climb, just short and steep. So yeah, we're going for Castle Rock and Mount Norman, which is a bit hidden behind there. Yeah, the Sphinx and Turtle Rock are also options. Yeah, we'll do Castle Rock and Mount Norman, and then we'll see. Perhaps if I'm fast enough, I might get time, but I'm not going to push to do those, of course, because we are heading into winter time and the days are a lot shorter now, so I need to be mindful of getting out of here. I don't want to be walking around here in the dark in this sort of terrain. So yeah, we'll get a move on and go onwards and upwards. Boy, look at this, middle of all these giants, eh? Alright, we're entering the final steep bit now. This is getting a bit more similar to parts of the pyramid climb, but still not as steep as the point where you gotta scramble on all fours. Alright, follow the white markers. That's the way to go. Oh yes, you can already see some beautiful views. I think somewhere over there is Mount Norman. Might not be pointing in the right spot, but there's, yeah, anyway, there's Total Rock, the Sphinx, and actually that might be the Sphinx maybe. I don't know, anyway, I don't know where exactly, but yeah, this way over there behind here is the pyramid. Okay. Yes. Yeah, look, I would say overall, like, I've travelled a bit of Queensland, and this has to be my favourite region, honestly. Like, Queensland, the Granite Belt, Queensland's high country, best part of the state, by far. Feel free to challenge me on that one, but yeah, I don't see how you can beat this. Bit of a steeper scramble now. Okay, alright, okay. We go through. Do we? I think we do. Yes, we do go through. Woo! Whoa. Look at that. Which way do we go? Okay. Okay. Through to the other side. Yes. Ho ho ho! That is an excellent view. Have a look at this. Some cypress pine. Whoa. Looking down all over the Granite Belt. See all the open forest here. All these granite boulders, monoliths, occasionally peeking through. Wowzers. This is spectacular. Yep. Yeah, I think this even beats the view of the pyramid because you get a clear view all across here. A bit wet in some spots. We have had rain here. I've got to watch out for those slippery spots. Yeah, that's a bit slippery. Where is this thing taking me? scramble. Right at the top of Castle Rock, elevation about 1100 meters, and wow, yeah, I would say this is even better views than the pyramid, which is just over there. We'll have a look in a moment. Yeah, over on this side we can clearly see where exactly I want to get to. So yeah, this one over here I believe is Mount Norman, so we're going to have to go through the woodland all the way up there and then back, and then over this side I believe is the Sphinx and Turtle Rock, which we'll do if we have time, but I'm not exactly sure on that one. Whoa, what is down there? I can extend you guys over a little bit. Alright, we're going up to the highest spot. Right up on the highest spot. Right over here where I'm pointing, you can see the pyramid right there. That's where we climbed last time. I can see parts of the rock face glistening. That is still wet from the recent rains. Now we can go and have a look at the other side. Just spectacular. Glad I'm still wearing this hoodie. I was about to take it off on the climb up as I was heating up, but that wind is icy. Oh, yeah. One puddle left, sign of the recent rain. that is it for Castle Rock. Very, very cool. It's a nice, this is a really nice central viewing point in this national park. So I can definitely recommend it. It's not too long of a hike, not too strenuous. It's an easier option. It's a bit longer than the pyramid, but it's a bit of an easier option, I reckon. Not too difficult to scramble up here. If you can scramble up, if you've done the pyramid, you can easily do this. So anyway, I'm going to head down, then we'll move on to Mount Norman and see whatever time we have left. Perhaps get to the Sphinx and Total Rock as well. Right now we're moving on, walking the track to Mount Norman. Very impressed with Castle Rock. A few other people climbing up on my way down, so I seem to have been one of the first people at the top, which was surprising because I thought I'm starting a bit later today. So yeah, it's a beautiful day for it though, minus the wind, but hey, I much prefer hiking in this sort of cool weather rather than summer heat. So yeah, it is wonderful just hiking. This is definitely the best time of year to go hiking. If you're in this region, or really if you're in Queensland, really I recommend definitely go hiking in winter time. This region especially, I mean, it might be even too cold for some people. This is just spectacular. So peaceful, perfect weather, nice cool breeze. Really cannot complain. Bit of an opening out here, so yeah, it's open woodland, some heathland, especially around the more exposed areas, and then of course a lot of these granite outcrops, like so. I've just been thinking, you know, in Sri Lanka, for instance, most of my videos were group travel. I was traveling in a group, and you know, I had a really good time over there. But there's something really special about solo travel, which I'm including hiking in. I include hiking in that. Solo hike, man. And if you've never gone on a solo hike, just gone hiking on your own somewhere, I highly recommend it. A lot of people, even that are into hiking, do not do solo hikes. And man, I have to say, if you don't do solo hikes, you are missing out. A lot of people don't do it obviously because what if something happens, then you're stuck, you're on your own. It can be potentially very risky, which I don't want to minimize. It definitely can be. Definitely if you go hiking on your own, take precautions, don't take unnecessary risks. But I don't know, just being out in nature on your own, just essentially just you and the world, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. You can't replicate that even if you are with others, because you're just forced to really focus and take everything in. So on these big open areas, there's these white markers, so just gotta follow them. Deeper into the woodland now, become a bit more dense and overgrown. Shouldn't be too far from Mount Norman. Some of these granite boulders balanced so precariously. Just makes you wonder how long it's been like that, and more importantly, how it ended up like that, how it got there. Getting close to the base of Mount Norman, starting to climb up a bit more now. I am not sure exactly how far up the track leads. I know it doesn't go exactly to the top. They say you need rock climbing equipment to get to the top, so we'll go as far as the track takes us and see what the situation is. bit of a scramble now. That is precarious. Oh, there we have Castle Rock, and behind the trees here, the pyramid on the way up to Mount Norman. Very exposed granite monolith here. Tempted to take my hoodie off because all this climbing, going up and down has warmed me up a lot. Starting to work up a sweat, but I know as soon as I stop it'll get very cold, so shouldn't be too far off now. What did I say? Wind is very icy and it is picking up as we get towards the top. I mean, look at this. This looks like a trap laid for an invading army. Pretty similar to some of those massive stones that you could see in Sigiriya, which were set up for invading armies, but this, as far as we know, was natural. It might be some rooms of giants, yowis, or similar beings. Could have possibly done this, who knows? We've only seen one other person on this track so far, so we seem to have this place all to ourselves. And yeah, I think up there is the hard part where you're not technically able to climb without rock climbing gear, but we will see. We will see. Alright, we're near the top. I think up here somewhere is where the track ends. Very steep and smooth, so yeah, I guess I can see why they say you can't really climb without rock climbing equipment. I mean, there might be a bit of a way if you look around, but yeah, I understand why they don't have the track officially lead to the top. Well, there's a bit of a gap there, a bit of a crevice. You could perhaps go in between if you're up for a bit of a scramble. Yeah, this one doesn't look to be connected to the others, so I don't know about that, but this is wild. Okay. There's a bit of a cave in here. Track goes that way, but there's a cave in here. Let's have a look. What is in the cave? Yeah, I understand now why they said you can't climb without rock climbing equipment. It's very smooth. I can't see any way to get up here. Where are we? There's a bit of a track here. Wandered off the main path. Bit of a sheltered area, but yeah, this is very steep. Very steep. Okay. Holy. Wow. There's no way you're getting up there. No. You could almost climb up to this limb here and then use the tree to get on top. If you were daring enough, that is. I'm on my own. There's no phone service, so I'm not taking any unnecessary risks today. And if I don't attempt to climb this, which I don't think I will, then have more time to potentially check out some of the other sites. But wow, have a look at this. Wow, this is spectacular here. Castle Rock right there. You can see exactly where we were. And then that over there in the far distance is the pyramid. We're still in the Southern Downs Regional Council area where I live, which has 3 national parks. Main Range National Park, which is very close to where I live, up in the range, which has a lot of like ancient Gondwana rainforest. I've done some hikes up there. Girraween, which is right here, and Sundown National Park, which I have not been to yet. That is the 3rd and most remote national park in this region. That's definitely on the list to do as well. But yeah, this adjoins with Bald Rock National Park on the New South Wales side, and of course all across, going across New South Wales, all across the Northern Tablelands, there are many national parks. Alright, going around the back of these monoliths to the highest point that is easily accessible. The good thing this time of year is don't have to worry about snakes. Definitely it's too cold for them. It's the middle of the day and I've been doing all this hiking around, but yeah, that wind is icy and yeah, it is quite cool still at midday. Where are we? Aha! I think I might have been mistaken. This is not even the top. Couldn't even see beyond it, but over there. Okay, I was completely mistaken. But wow, what a view. Okay, now we're talking. This looks like some proper rock climbing. Could probably scramble up this one if I wanted to, but main one is over here, top of Mount Norman. Wow, that is just, oh, let's just have a look at this. There's 2 paths. Let's follow around here. Wow, this is just, no words cannot describe. Aha, the end here is meant to be called Eye of the Needle. We must be close to that. Oh. This is the end. Yeah, this is indeed the end. I believe this up here is the Eye of the Needle. I could scramble up there if I wanted to. Maybe I will, just up to there. Alright. Let's just have a look. See, if it's too much, then I'll turn around. Okay. Yeah, is that possible? Don't know. That is just a bit. What is this? What is this, cuz? Alright. I might leave my pack here. Alright. Alright, I'm not gonna climb all the way up. Okay, we are up here. Okay, that's not too bad. Ooh, this is a bit. What to do? There's the Eye of the Needle there. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm doing this. I could get up that, but then getting down is the question. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. We're staying here. Ooh. Yeah, I thought about it. I could try to scramble up here and then around there, but getting down, man, no, I'm not risking that. That is a deep drop and could very easily get trapped in here. So, all right. The eye of, you know what? Let's go ahead and get down somehow. All right. See what I mean? Like even just this little bit, it's a bit tricky to get down. Even this little bit is a bit tricky to get down. There we go. All right, yeah. Okay, it was worth a try. We just got up under this rock. Yeah, that is too tricky. No, I am not risking it. If I was with someone else, perhaps I would, but no. No, when you're on your own, guys, this is an important tip if you're solo hiking. Yes, go out, have fun, but make sure to keep your own safety in mind because no one else is going to look out for you. And don't take any unnecessary risks like that. Yep, alright. Yeah, there's a few cracks where you could potentially squeeze through, and I'm sure if you were to go around, you could potentially find a way up. But yeah, I'm not going to risk that today. We'll walk around the base, see where the tracks go. Okay, well, there's a tree down. There's a bit of a junction. You can go right or left. Well, marker goes through here. We go into the cave. Now we're going to the back. This looks like it would be a better way potentially to get up. Oh wow. If I was camping, I would be tempted to take shelter under here. We seem to be making our way all the way around the base of this monolith. Wow. Yep, that is a long way down if you were to have to go up there and then take a wrong turn. Wow. I think this is the end. Or, well, over here. Not forgetting about this. Yeah, I could probably find a way up, but no, we're not doing that today. But behind here is where we get some awesome views around the back. And you have a look at that. Yes, we are now looking toward the other side of Girraween National Park. Okay. Alright, I think this is as far as I'm going to go because this is the south side entry to Mount Norman. If I go this way, it leads to the Mount Norman day use area, which is accessible by 4-wheel drive only, and I'm parked on the other side, so I've got to head back the other way. But yeah, continue following the markers, go down this way. If I would have come from the other way, I would have climbed up and entered from this side. I think Girraween might just be my favorite national park in Queensland, which is a bold claim because Queensland has the most national parks out of any state, and there's quite a few that I haven't been to, of course. I mean, I haven't traveled to most of Queensland, really. Apart from the southeast Queensland corner, I've only really explored, I mean, this region, Granite Belt, Southern Downs, where I live, up near Toowoomba, and of course going far out west. But really, north of the Sunshine Coast, I haven't been up many places. I've been up to Cairns before. I've seen parts of Daintree, Mossman, all that. But yeah, in between, haven't really seen many places. But I don't know, from the landscape to the vegetation, the climate, you're not going to find this anywhere else in Queensland. There's other national parks in other parts of Australia that I love as well, which would be top contenders with this one. But in terms of in Queensland, so far, Girraween is numero uno. Number one. Alright, getting back to the turnoff. So our options are either we can go back to the Bald Rock Creek day use area where I'm parked, which is 2 kilometers that way, or we can do the Sphinx and Turtle Rock, which is 1.7 kilometers that way. Where was the other sign? Oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, we've done Castle Rock, that's ticked off, and done Mount Norman, that's ticked off. It's only 1:45, so you know what? I've got more than enough time. I'm going to go do the Sphinx and Turtle Rock. We've got time. Yeah, I've been taking my time. I mean, stopping at the sites, Castle Rock, Mount Norman. I mean, I do walk pretty fast between places, so yeah, I got more than enough time. Yeah, I've got still got a bit over 3 hours of daylight left, so more than enough time. I'm going to say that'll add at least another hour, so yeah, let's say 2 hours to get back, 2.5 hours. More than enough time. I'll need to be back by 4 o'clock later. So yes, we are moving onwards to Sphinx and Turtle Rock. And all the way in the distance, you can see Mount Norman all over there where we were scrambling before. And can't see it now, but behind these trees here, Castle Rock. The Sphinx. Wow. The arrow pointing here. Assume it means this big thing. Ah, I see those rocks on top. Yeah, this must be it. Wow. The Sphinx. Because of course, up here is the highest point. Alright guys, we have made it to the Sphinx. Ah, I see that. Yeah, with that one on top here. Arrow's pointing up there. The head. Oh yeah, I can kind of see that resemblance. Yes, indeed, here. This whole thing here, that is indeed the Sphinx. It's a bit confusing at first with all these big monoliths around, but yeah, I see that. When you look at it from this angle, you can clearly see the outline of the Sphinx. Seems to be a bit of a cave in here. Yes, the back of the Sphinx. Wow, that up there genuinely, like, I can see the head. I can see the head of the Sphinx. That is an incredible formation. Let's have a look from the back, see what it's like. And yeah, you can't quite see it from this angle, but yeah, with the way these massive boulders connect from certain angles, it definitely does look like the Sphinx. Now you get an angle of that. The Sphinx, wow. That is incredible. That was well worth the short detour to get up here. Down here from where the track goes, you can't really see it that well. The trees are in the way. Yeah, anyway, it's only a short distance until we get to Turtle Rock, so that's the last stop for the day, and it seems people are climbing up and placing rocks on top of these boulders. Oh man, yeah. Really starting to feel it in my legs, especially my knees, from all the climbing up and down. This detour is adding another 3.5 kilometers, so yeah. Overall, we'll have done like 15 kilometers per turn. Yeah, okay, you can make out the shape from here, but you really have to go up behind there to see the full outline of the Sphinx. Yeah, there's a good thing that arrow's there, because otherwise you might get a bit confused. People might think it's this thing. Very cool. Okay, and this big monolith in front of us is Turtle Rock. Can't fully see the resemblance from this angle. I'm guessing it's because it's shaped like a dome, smooth like a turtle shell. I can sort of see it. There's a few notches in there, so I guess with the notches and the shape, how smooth it is, you could kind of say it looks like a turtle shell. Yeah, I can't fully see the resemblance. Maybe with this as the head, perhaps. Yeah, this is the head. Yeah, that could be the head. And then at the back here, the shell, the tail. Yeah, kind of. Not as easy to see as the Sphinx, but maybe from walking this way, you can't really see it. Maybe walking around the end, you can see it a bit better. But it's the end of the track. Just wander up a bit further, see if we can get a different angle, see it better. But wow. Okay, yeah, from the back you can sort of see it a bit better. Hang on, let me get a better vantage point. Yeah, right, it all ends up here. Bit of a clearing. Okay, I can sort of see that. Yeah. Ah, I can see that now. I can more clearly see that. Yes, so that at the front is definitely the head. See the nose there, the head, and then this is the, yeah, and this at the back is the turtle shell, tail at the back, and yeah, with this big thing here, that could be one of the limbs. So okay, yeah, that does indeed look like a turtle from this angle. All right, so the Sphinx, Turtle Rock, definitely worth the detour. You will need to wander around a bit trying to get the best angle. I can imagine some people come and they can't really see the resemblance, but yeah, from here definitely can see the turtle. So yeah, that's it, man. That's it. That's a great day out at Girraween. Only thing to do now is to walk all the way back to the Bald Creek day area. Yeah, which is where you can access the pyramid and all these hikes. It's a good central hub. So yeah, we've done everything. We've ticked them all off. Castle Rock, Mount Norman, the Sphinx, and now Turtle Rock, all 4 of them, which I wasn't expecting. So that should be a total of 15 kilometers by the time I get back to the main area. great day out hiking. You can pretty easily start early. You can pretty easily fit these all into one day. Of course, depends on your fitness and how fast you are, how many photos you take. I mean, I tend to just stay around a bit and just, of course, I'm filming this, taking some photos, trying to get the best vantage point. But yeah, very well worth it. So yeah, if anything else comes up, I'll bring you back. If not, I should see you back at the main area. It's been a beautiful day out hiking at Girraween. I think this indeed is my favorite national park in Queensland, which is a very bold claim, but it's one that I'm going to make. Beat Girraween. Try. You're going to be hard pressed to do that. So yes, a beautiful day out, doing some solo hikes, and yeah, I'll definitely be back in Girraween. There's a few other shorter hikes to do as well. One day I wouldn't mind hiking to the Mount Norman day area. It's the other day area. I do think it's better to access it from the Bald Creek area though. It's a bit of a longer hike to Mount Norman, but that way you can access Castle Rock, the Sphinx, Turtle Rock, and all these other landmarks. It's much more central. You can easily access it. Mount Norman day area, it's quite far to get here. Well, what do you know, it's actually starting to rain a bit. Lucky last minute I decided to pack my warmer down feather jacket. This one's like nice and lightweight, you can really just fold it up, it easily fits in a small bag. Who would have thought, you know, in Queensland it's mid-afternoon, it's meant to be the warmest part of the day, and I'm going for a hike, walking around like this. No sun. That wind is icy, man, honest. I don't know what the temperature is, but yeah, a bit colder than this. It honestly feels like it could snow. Trust me, I've been in snow before. This does feel somewhat familiar. So, yeah, it's not quite that cold, but I don't think we're really that far off. It's been, mostly sunny. Really starting to feel like proper winter now. Everything will be nice and moist, and then I bet you everything clears up. They get a nice frost, then there'll be icicles everywhere. That was actually our first wildlife for the day, apart from birds. That's one thing I just realised. Didn't see any wallabies or anything on the entire hike. We're pretty much back now. Hiya. That's kookaburra there. I mean, saw some bird life, of course heard the bird life, but yeah, it's been a mighty windy day. Not much in terms of wildlife. This here is the Castle Rock camping area, so you can in fact come here and camp. There's only a few people here. That's a little cookie. He's claimed his spot. Anyway, we're pretty much back now. The car is just down here. So I think this is a good point to end the video. The weather is really starting to turn nasty now. icy winds, rain, so yeah, camping out in this, in the wet, would not be fun. But yeah, another wallaby. Oh, it's a sizable enough area. I'm guessing our toilet and shower blocks down there. Yeah, I just started to come back the other way, via the camping area, just to have a look. Ooh, here's some bigger ones. Here we go. It's a bigger ruse. Here we go. Yeah, pretty nice spot, eh? And just at the end there, the sun is starting to poke through again. Very unpredictable at the moment, but it's a good point to end off. Cars just down here. So yeah, solid 15 kilometers walked today. Very happy with that. We ticked off more sites than I even thought I would be able to reach today. So yeah, it's currently 3:30. So yeah, we've done that in a good 6 hours. 6 hours to hike 15 kilometers. So yeah, see, that's not the quickest pace because each side I was just taking my time, stopping, really taking everything in. So yeah, it's easily doable in a day if you start early, and yeah, you can take your time and then rush. And yeah, depending on your level of fitness, you might not choose to do all of them in one go, but yeah, I'm very glad I did. So yeah, that's all the main sites in Yotopian ticked off for me. The only other main site is there's Granite Arch and the pyramid, which you can pretty much do together. Yeah, there's a few other shorter walks here, which I definitely want to check out. The main landmarks now, I can say I've ticked it off, I've seen them. So apart from that, subscribe if you haven't already, give the video a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Onwards and upwards.